Hello again, friends and fans. Raptor here. North Korean forces are continuing to push into South Korea, but it is almost time for them to turn north and get out of here. Good to have you all with us for Wargame Red Dragon as we continue through the playthrough of the campaign, where we are finally going to retreat. You haven't missed anything, but instead of fighting that battle again, after our final battle of the two sectors there, I've decided to pull back to Gwangju from there, from Daejeon. We've just given up Daejeon. We can afford to give up some ground to buy time, but we must absolutely not lose Busan, Mokpo, and Yuso. If these three sectors fall, the Korean government will be forced to capitulate. Oh boy, not good for us so far. But don't worry, there should be plenty of hope. Oh, and there's hope. The Daegu division is ready to be deployed from any Korean port in the Yellow Sea. It will be supported by a regiment of heavy tanks in just a few days. The USS Bellawood and a Tarawa-class aircraft carrier is ready to join the American task force. It is escorted by a powerful group of Marines and several Harrier squadrons. Naval Sector Hotel must be secured in order to enable its deployment in the area. The 9th Reconnaissance Ring reports that North Korean regiments are turning back, while others are continuing their offensive. God only knows why, but this is a blessing for your men defending South Korea. Over. Enemy communications are saturated with messages. It's pretty confusing. It seems they fear a naval landing and they're withdrawing some units to defend Pyongyang. Several generals challenged the decision, but they've now gone off the air. It seems the wind is turning. Repel the last attacks and use your reinforcements to chase them out of South Korea. Our goal is to free the whole country in the short term. Alright, so we did pull south of Daejeon, and obviously the reason I did was because we just continuously kept being pummeled by the North Koreans there with no tank support and with no air support. It was a losing battle that we finally were forced to give up, and I fear that the North Koreans, or rather I'm hoping that the North Koreans chase us south. If they leave this airfield open now with their Su-25Ks, MiGs, and other things there, we can roll right in and destroy them, no problem. Now, we've got a choice to make to split our forces up. Do we go north to Wonju and destroy those forces there, or do we go south to Yuso in order to stop those forces there? Well, the answer is pretty simple. We have to do both. We have to bring in additional reinforcements, and we have to start finishing up our naval battles around here, as well as bringing in those additional reinforcements so we can capture Naval Sector Mike. If we capture Naval Sector Mike, we'll be able to do naval landings up there, but of course, by now, we haven't been given any authorization to invade North Korea. So for now, we're just cleaning up the North Koreans' mess. We do have the ability to push south with some of our recon companies and such, but there's really not much for us to do here. But we can try to get a little closer to the enemy before our big attack. These guys actually have quite a few troops, by the way. 48 Jukwede are nothing to mess with, as well as Su-100s. Those are very good threatening units, especially since we don't have too many tanks or infantry to deal with them at this very moment. We do have a lot of Japanese infantry, special forces, which might be able to deal with them, but tanks are probably going to be best. So we might have to wait a turn before we do another attack. But we want to stay on the eastern side as much as possible, western side rather. The eastern side, the only port to refit is down here, but near Seoul we have both an airfield and a naval sector. So let's go ahead and do a little bit of thinking here. We need to call out additional units. So the French just notified us that we have the additional Daegu division to deploy troops from. So from there we can call in the 1st Recce Division, Cavalry Regiment rather, Dragoons Battalion, REI, Artillery and Anti-Air Companies, which are great, but we can also bring in, look at that, we can bring in forces from Seoul right away and chase the enemy south, or also swing into Wonju. We definitely need some additional tank support, and we're going to need them anyway, so let's go ahead and call them in now. And let's also see if we can call in additional infantry forces for the French as well. Good, we'll be seeing the French military in action now. Very good, not to be underestimated. Especially since they've got guns, they can do damage, and that's what I need on my side. AMX artillery, that's good, but not something I want to see at this moment. And also ram up more forces there, just basically 8 Caesar artillery guns. Nothing that we want at the moment. Now, we can immediately push south, but if we do, we're going to be pummeled by their tanks. So let's go ahead and bring some of our forces back, and let's do this. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to push back into Seoul with these forces and see if we can R&R them, get a little refitting from their previous engagement. Now, we know that the North Koreans are not attacking anymore. No more forces are coming in to South Korea. So what we're going to start doing is we're going to, if we need to, we're going to call out a force there at Busan. If the enemy moves left or right, they're going to move together. They're not going to split up. They won't do that. I'm confident of it. So we're going to push all of our forces north here. And we're going to start cleaning up all this mess. We can't even push a force to the... We can't even move this direction. We can only move north. So now we have a battle at Wonju ready, and we're going to wait one turn to push south and clean them completely out of North Korea, or South Korea. And then we can use these forces. We're going to continue to push south. So these guys are going to pounce on these guys from the north. These guys here are going to go to Mokpo and knock these guys out, and they're going to bulldoze up. So it's basically like a giant circle. We're moving counterclockwise to clean them out of here. So without further ado, let's stop the yapping and let's start the shooting. Let's get to it then. The 10th Security Regiment and the Anti-Tank Company are going to be surrounded by a ton of tanks that are going to be steamrolling at us. Enemy did not want to retreat from that one, so that's good news for us. It means we get to blow them up. Okay, unfortunately, we're fighting in just a huge mountainous valley. It's just, that's no good for fighting. But it might be good for the amount of infantry that we have. Ooh, a lot of infantry with bazookas as well. Perfect for ambushes. Our tanks haven't arrived yet, but we've got plenty of infantry to do some damage. And KFV 25s, which have a 25mm gun on them, which are perfect for destroying enemy vehicles. So that's fantastic. All right, we got a nice ridge here that we can hold as the enemy tries to come in. We'll go ahead and set up roadblocks. Let's let the North Koreans come to us. We've been attacking quite often, so it's time for them to kind of come over to us now. Actually, we've been on the defense, but when we've been defending, I've actually been trying to actively look for enemy commands and trying to do our best here. Of course, there are many changes that you can do to, make it a better situation, but you can only live in the now, man. All right, let's go ahead and get these guys here. Get a command unit in there. Let's get rid of the FOB. We're not going to need that. Let's get additional points for more infantry. And as you know, the North Koreans like to do a little swarming and storming, so wonder if they don't capture Daegu, I'm going to send a force out there to capture that. So let's fill up our infantry with some or rather, the woods with some infantry, and we're going to try to go down there. Why can't I? Is there a weird border or something? Oh, it's the mountain. Okay. Yeah, all right. So we're gonna do some North Korean tactics, and we're just basically gonna bulldoze our way through, if we can, with our troops, and see if we can stop them completely, and capture a position from them. Actually, this K263 is perfect for shredding enemy transports and such. This is a really good, even though it's an anti-aircraft weapon, can just do wonders against any sort of enemy vehicle, except for those Su-100s. It looks like the enemy did abandon Daegu. Let's push over there. And let's start unloading our transports. Fantastic. Alright, so we're going to make our push now to Daegu. Look at all these units moving through. You're going to see a whole cavalcade of South Korean units moving. So we got a convoy moving over to try to capture that area. Beautiful, look at that. Now, you're not often going to see this in Wargame Red Dragon, people zooming in that close, because you've always got to watch out. You've got to stay zoomed out. You're looking for bombers. You're looking for artillery. You're looking for flanking. Sometimes it's easier to see it, by playing zoomed out like this than it is a mini-map a lot of the times as well. Luckily, our morale is much higher than the North Koreans, so we're starting to get a good advantage here. These are security regiments, so they're not definitely not the best fighters. They're just there for the ride, I guess. And despite us being pushed back by a hell of a lot of heavy tanks, we've almost got the advantage now. I am totally, as I called it from the beginning, I'm going to crush that airfield. I want the North Koreans to think they can land their aircraft there, and then we swoop right in behind them and immediately eliminate all those aircraft that have been pestering us. And then we have air superiority, and we won't have to worry about those T-72s as much anymore. All right, looks like pretty much unopposed. We've arrived at our destination. Now we just need to wait for the Su-100 spam. That will probably come in from right here. So let's get our Yibby gun ready to engage that. Wow, I'm surprised. Okay, let's get some of our troops into the woods. Wow, I'm really surprised. Pleasantly surprised. Whoop, there we go. First enemy unit spotted. And it's the Su-100s. What the hell that was? Luckily, the SU-100s don't have anything other than a 100mm main cannon, so they can't do much in terms of killing infantry. They're a tank destroyer, which means they don't even have a turret that turns. Which means we have a 0.001 chance of killing them in the woods. Infantry's horrible in the woods. I wonder if we killed one up here. We got somebody up here. Beautiful. 25mm, engaging those tank destroyers. Those are from the old days of the Soviet Union. Oh boy. We're in for a real mess. The infantry's here too. Okay, I'm gonna bring more of these K63s. I'm gonna bring all these back up here. We need those to chew through enemy tanks. These guys are like rookie noobs. These are basically like college students with guns, but we'll use them. Oh, look at those 25mm go to work. Okay, let's get these over here. Oh, look at all those units. We need artillery. Beautiful. Look at that, just convoy of death. The North Koreans really should just turn back. Well, I'm glad we're getting a win in after a retreat, but a tactical retreat. We're just attacking in another direction, to be honest. We're not retreating at all. We're just attacking south, just in case. But this move, we're actually attacking to the north. It's very interesting how we've captured the enemy in some sort of a weird cycle. We're just going to come up behind them and just basically destroy them. Oh, I forgot we could call in units from here. Fantastic. Alright, artillery standing by. Alright, let's stop everybody where they're at. Chill, chill, chill. What was that? What? Telling a command unit to stop loses the place temporarily? Oh, that's weird. Okay, well, we just need to wait for them. Let's take a look at what else we've got. I'm trying not to use the rest of our units, so that way my main goal is to, when we're all said and done, we're going to have most of our forces link up in Seoul. We're going to R&R and refit the hell out of everyone. We're going to use probably next to 100 points worth of R&R to get a lot of these units going, because it'll be very handy to have some of these troop transports at our disposal against the countless number of North Korean transports that they're just going to throw at us. It's going to be pretty crazy. Alright, let's see. Anything? North Korea? Nothing? You don't want to do nothing, or what? I can't really go on the attack here, not with that number of, troops. I've got too many security forces out there. Too many SU-100s. We don't have tanks for it. Oh, there we go. Now we have ourselves a battle. BB gun versus, Chikwede. M14s, nice. Oh boy, never mind. Light that mountain up, man. Holy crap, alright, jeez, man. Alright, we're already firing artillery on that position. Alright, let's get some supply in. know I'm firing on my own troops, but, you know, kind of desperate to hold back, what, 120 men or whatever that are in that forest. Trying to get all of our artillery up. I don't want to get pushed out of here. We should be able to hold them back, mostly because of the all the the Marines there. Let's get some recon up now, finally. I expected them just to walk straight forward. Wow, they're seriously coming down in the valley to attack us. I mean, that's insane, their tenacity. Look at that, the amount of troops in there. We need more artillery. I can't believe this, man. They're just coming down to die at this point. The North Koreans, I think, may have... They've basically just given up. They're not allowed to turn back. Wow. I'm impressed. I don't see any more Su-100s coming through, even though they've had a ton of them. And the infantry attack should have been bigger than that. Wow. What's our range here? Hold on. Alright, more enemy infantry coming down. I'm just going to hold off on the artillery until we see a crazy amount. So we get those Marines out of there. Never mind, I'm holding off on the artillery. Wow, what a hit. Yeah, those 25 millimeters are just continuing to pound. Well, we got our position completely secure. The North Koreans are going to keep launching attacks. What can we do for reinforcements at this point? I suppose we can secure ourselves for more possible Su-100 attacks. At this point, all we need is KAFV-25s to eliminate all the enemy transports. We just need to keep them supplied. So much for getting rid of that fob. We could really use it now. But not really. We'll just hold tight. Enemy might have recon around. I don't know if we're going to see the destruction of enemy forces here. Yeah, begun being resupplied there.
보수입 점검 완료했습니다. 확인했습니다. 지켜볼까?
Sokcho, Bravo, and yeah, I definitely don't want to go out there considering the amount of forces the enemy has at their disposal. Okay, let's see what's going on. Let's take a look at our vehicles again. Oh, more enemy troops. Let's just hold tight with the artillery. So these Jekwade guys basically have PPSHs with RPGs. They literally have nothing. I don't know what to say other than just step right up.
이번엔 뭐가 필요하십니까?
Well, this is interesting. At least we don't have to move from our position. They're really still trying to push in towards Yank. Well, actually, we kind of attacked them. So, but their orders are to push south. So, who the hell knows what's going through their minds right now? I really want to push through with a big force, but we're going to encounter Su-100s if we do this, and we're just going to get shredded. And it's going to be a big loss to R&R and such. So let's just stay patient for another 5 minutes and see what else the North Koreans throw at us. I really want to see Su-100s come through. Get that recon hidden. Interesting. Well, the first time we've really been able to kind of relax on the battlefield. The enemy doesn't seem to be flanking us. They just don't have enough ambition or leadership other than just launching a straight up attack. We burned through tons of ammunition. And burned through tons of enemy troops as well. Probably about maybe 200 men so far. Look at these beautiful mountains and everything. It's just a gorgeous area to fight in. Very detailed, this game. You have to be both micro and macro at the same time. You can see all of our troops kind of waiting. Let's move these guys over here. Wow, I'm just... I'm just kind of blown away to see the North Koreans give up so easily. Or maybe there's something coming our way. Let's just get ready with reinforcements just in case. Could see about 1,000 Su-100s coming our way. Who knows? So let's just be ready. I'm not going to attack, but we'll just chill for a bit. Let's just stay put. Let them come to us. We control the valley here. They've continued to try to come up to this crest. I don't know what the heck they think they're going to do. UAZ now looking for our command. They may have spotted it briefly. Command unit at the village. Okay, reinforcements are arriving. Interesting. 3 minutes. North Koreans have 3 minutes to break through. We've got really nice defensive positions. The only thing that can break us out of here is artillery or bombing, and they just don't have aircraft. Neither do we. Even if I did, I wouldn't be... I mean, they still control a lot of territory here. So we'll likely be seeing another battle with the North Koreans. I was hoping more for tanks to arrive. However, we've brushed so many infantry aside that once it comes time to dealing with those Su-100s, we should be able to do it. I just don't want to catch those things out in the open. All right, well, despite the better judgment, let's just push out and see what they've got. See if we can find some commands. Because now I'm thinking of the long-term battle rather than the short-term battle of eventually catching all those troops off guard when it comes time to attack them. Meaning we need to capture more territory. Yeah, I was expecting way more Su-100s to come at us. Yeah, let's counter swarm. Beautiful. Fantastic. Run out of points there. But we did destroy an enemy command and actually ended up destroying the security regiment. Fantastic. By doing that, we cleared out that security regiment, and now there's only 37 Su-100s, but I don't think they're going to stand a chance against us. And they're going to have to fight us again. Very good. Very good indeed. All right, let's see. What else can we do for moving our troops a bit? Well, we could probably R&R the USS Enterprise. But what else do we have here? Naval Air Squadron. Of course, these guys were instrumental in trying to hold at the Daejeon sector, but they're going to push south. Let's save some points to refit these guys at Seoul. Actually, is there anything we can do now? Okay, nope. And then we've got our naval battle here, which should be over pretty quickly. Do we have all three units here now finally to deal with these guys? Ho, 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 we do. Oh, that's still a lot of enemy ships, but we've got ourselves the Ark Royal here with plenty of Congos and Type 21s. Fantastic. All right. Should be a real show next time, folks, so make sure you hit that like button if you want to see more, and I'll see you in the next battle. We're going to sea again to see if we can destroy the enemy, and then we're going to go ahead and build our forces and push into North Korea. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.